Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Let's take a look. We got Joker in the house already. What's happening? Cowboy John is here, my man. How you doing? Logan, shout out to you. Thank you so much for the shares, the likes, and all that good stuff. So the good news, the bad news, we're gonna get some head ahead. Cabbage head, you sick sons of bees out there. It's a nice overcast day, so I don't think the phone's gonna overheat, which is a good thing. Sally Marshall's in the place. There she is. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. So we've been following this garden, if you want to call it that, all summer long. I'm not a professional gardener. I never claimed to be. Never claimed to be good at what I do with this, but the idea behind it is to just experience it with you guys, try to grow some stuff, fail, try new things each year, and just hang out with you guys in a different setting than our normal on this channel, which would be with the wrestling and basketball and football and stuff like that. So yeah, not a lot of wrestling, sports, and gardening channels out there, but this is just something that it's a passion of mine, just to go outside and relax in my backyard and try to grow food. My biggest success is probably the herb garden behind me here. This stuff back here, I make an allspice, right? So the idea behind it was, instead of sugar, salt on your food, throw the allspice, which is mainly basil. We have oregano, cilantro, which I didn't grow as much this year. A lot of oregano, a lot of basil. That's the main ingredients in the allspice. But the last couple of years, I've had lemon thyme, which obviously gives it a little citrus taste to it as well. The pineapple sage, of course, the sun's blaring out now as soon as I said that. Pineapple sage has given it a nice flavor as well. And lime basil. So we've tried some different flavored herbs as well. Figured it was working pretty good, but my eating habits haven't been that great recently. So now about to turn 50 in about a week or so, and now diagnosed with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and a bad thyroid. So I need to make more changes to my diet, eat more organic food like I am here, and stop buying all that processed food that has tons of sodium. I've never really looked at the labels. My mom and dad both have high blood pressure. but I've never really checked out the labels as much as I should have. And now I have to be a little more conscious. I don't want to have a heart attack, a stroke, or anything like that. So I got to be more conscious. And as you get older, you have to be more conscious of what you eat and work out more, exercise. And I'm guilty of not doing that either. So being a little lethargic, you have to stay on top of it. You have to be self-motivated, which sometimes I am not, I will admit. So now that adding more health issues really makes me want to take this to the next level and just, throw that table salt right out the window, throw that regular butter right out the window, and try to find alternatives to stay a little healthier as you get older. So I look right at this coffee that I have right in front of me, which is just a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee, and 90 grams of sodium, 30 milligrams of cholesterol. So compared to it, this says 4% sodium, 11% cholesterol. It's not really that bad. As far as I know, I'm just learning. I didn't even know when they take your blood pressure, what the numbers were, but 160 over 120 right now is pretty high for me. So I need to concentrate on that. I don't do well with medications. So I want to do my best to change my diet so I can avoid that shit and try to stay as healthy as you can, live as long as you can. That's the bottom line. So the herb garden might be expanding next year, a little less vegetables out here. And you'll see why. I mean, I've failed each year trying to grow some of these vegetables. I don't know if it's the dirt. I mean, I have brought new soil in each year. So this soil pretty much isn't really the soil that's here, but it's not doing well. Bugs are always an issue. Birds, as far as the fruit, we may expand the fruit part of it and try to grow more. As if you see here, this plant, which if you look close, looks like a different type of plant at the top. I had the cage and the bird net over it so the birds and stuff didn't get to it. This is a blackberry bush. And also there's a blueberry bush down here too. No fruit. I mean, literally no fruit. I had a couple little bulbs come up and die. A lot of bugs getting to it. I did use insecticide this year. Spray it with 7, but bugs still got at it. A lot of the rain will wash that off. So I need to try to do better with this. I have a friend that has bushels of blackberries, and I would love to make a blackberry cheesecake out of what I have in the garden next year. So I'm going to make some changes next year to the garden. This year we tried cucumbers, which aren't good for me, but I did to eat directly. So I was making cucumber infused water, which I know is healthy. Also, a lot of the ingredients I have right behind me for the herbs of cucumber water. So basically, you just take cucumber, throw it in a jar, throw it in a container of ice water. I was using bottled water to try to have make sure to use that too. And what was it? Thyme, which is lemon flavored thyme that I have, as well as rosemary, which I have a rosemary bush behind me as well. So the herbs, the cucumbers into water, let it infuse overnight, drink a glass of cucumber water in the morning, healthy for you. So probably going to continue trying to do that. Possibly my neighbor, as we've shown in the previous videos, has a garden that's just immense, and 5-6 foot tomato plants, and tons of peppers. I'll probably still grow tomatoes. I had 2 regular tomato plants this year that didn't do well, but my yellow tomatoes did okay, and you'll see they're dying. So we'll go over that. What's up, Odds? How you doing, man? Good to see you. So we're going to go into the garden. We're going to see what's left. There's really not a lot left. The zucchini that we grew, I pulled already. The cucumbers that we grew, I pulled. We tried broccoli. We tried celery. Those didn't grow. So, I mean, it's failure after failure after failure when it comes to this garden. But that doesn't stop me from experimenting, from finding out what does do well, like the herbs behind me. Hopefully next year, maybe this bush will get some more fruit. We may have to build a big cage around it. I'm really considering doing 3 or 4 berry plants, maybe 3 or 4 berry plants here. Not as great as I should be there, Odds. Yesterday found out diagnosed with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and a bad thyroid. So not really bad on the thyroid. We're going to test again in a couple of weeks, but I don't want to go on medicine for that stuff. So, I'm learning a lot about it right now. My parents both have high blood pressure. Now I've been diagnosed with it. So I need to take care of it. I need to make changes in my diet and what I buy at the grocery store. I got a friend that looked fantastic. I saw him at the grocery store the other day. And I said, "What's your secret, man? You look great. You're not that much younger than me." He says, "I eat completely organic food." He said it's pretty expensive, but he's healthy. He's very healthy. And after I had my sickness a couple years ago to put me in a hospital a bunch of times, I had so many tests run on me, and they were like, "All your organs are good. Your everything on the inside looks okay," and I still felt like hell. So this is an eye opener for me. As I'm about to turn 50 next week, and I will have next Tuesday, the 22nd, I'm gonna have a birthday stream. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do yet. It might not be wrestling. It may just be a chill stream. I may just do StreamYards and invite a bunch of you guys on to hang out with me if you guys want to for my birthday. Um, I haven't had a birthday party per se in probably decades. So I told my brother, let's have a birthday party, but not about me. I wanted it to be a celebration of friends. So we're going to the bar that right down the street that we used to hang out all the time, little dive bar that our friend owns. And I call it the celebration of friends. And I want to do the same thing here on YouTube because I've met so many great people, just like you two, Firestar on the other side of the states, people up in Canada. So on the 22nd, next Tuesday, I'll have a stream. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be yet. I haven't made it up. I'm thinking about just the StreamYards and dropping the link in all the private chats and seeing who comes and hangs out so we can talk, bring people on, and stuff like that. But I'm turning 50 and I'm not getting any younger, but that doesn't mean you can't be healthy, or it also means not to give up. So I guess that's where I'm going with all this. No matter what brings you down in the world, diagnosed with this, diagnosed with that, this holds you back, that holds you back. You can always find a way to get around it and try to stay healthy and live a long, healthy life. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. There's no give up in me. And I even told my dad not too long ago, I said, and I'm blessed to still have my dad and my mom with me. I said, there's no reason my 50s can't be the best years of my life. I've met some amazing people on YouTube. I've expanded and done more with my channel here, included a lot of you guys. With the Digital Wrestling Syndicate and the Hardcore Sports Network, we've really opened it up to a lot of different things from not just the wrestling gaming. NFL's right around the corner. I'll be doing Red Zone. The interviews have been fantastic. I mean, if you guys haven't seen the interviews I do with some of the other content creators out there, that's been probably my favorite thing of all my streams. So, and I've heard, and thank you, Arku. I appreciate that. And you guys are going to be right along with me. And you guys are such a great support that I will use you guys as a support group and talk more about myself because I want to strengthen. Yeah, high blood pressure. It's very common. You guys are saying out there, it is common with people, but that doesn't mean like I'm pretty confident that a big truck is going up my road. I'm very confident with changing my my diet and such that I can get over this hump. I have a really high metabolism. I don't do well with medication, so I want to do anything I can to try to avoid that. It starts with diet. So I'm willing. I've done it already once or twice. Switching up, try that, people. Try completely switching up your diet. Eating 100% clean for a while, and I did that, but I was still having my issues a couple years ago. So recently, I've been eating whatever I want, and I just can't do that. Buying, real butter, which I should watch cholesterol on stuff, watch the sodium content in things. And the first thing I did when I came back, and I had to give blood, which is, I hate giving blood. It's my blood. I don't want to give it to anybody. But I'm a big wuss when it comes to giving blood. I'll admit it. No shame in my game. I don't know. A lot of it's up here. I know. But I tried to psych myself out, gave the blood, and they called me back and said, you know what, you got some other issues with your blood. We need to monitor you pretty well. So I want to be on this planet as long as I can, man. That's the bottom line. And you guys have been one hell of a support group. I'm definitely going to lean on you guys as much as possible. And another reason is I don't talk about a lot of my issues because everyone has issues. And some are a lot worse. some aren't as bad. And I would never want to discredit what you guys go through. I would never want to um, make what I go through seem a lot worse, or, that you can't overcome. But such great examples in those interviews that I've done, of people and in this community that deal with whatever on a daily basis. But it doesn't stop you from being a content creator, from doing what you love to do. And I want to share that with you guys. And if I fail, if I don't do well, I want you guys to ride that ride with me. And together, I think with your support and with a little more motivation in my end, I need to start, exercising, working out. I got on the exercise bike today for a couple minutes for the first time in a while, and my back is killing me. But um, it's things that people deal with on a regular basis. And like I said, like as you get older, a lot of people have those type of problems. But it's nothing that you can't. I mean, the world doesn't give you anything that you can't beat, I guess is where it comes. Yeah, adversity is going to hit everyone. It only brings out the best of you. It should, or show that you can overcome. I mean, a couple years ago, I was walking with a cane. I was 170 pounds. I'm 220 now, maybe a little more than I want to be, but a little healthier. But you gotta be aware. Go to the doctor, find out what's wrong, do what you can to get better. What I don't like is as soon as they find out something wrong at the doctor, they want to give you a pill. They want to give you medicine. And as much as I know that helps a lot of people, I like to try the organic, the regular way to get better first. So I'm going to do what the doctors say, definitely. In 2 weeks, I go back and we're going to find out, change my diet. After I got the high blood pressure, and they tested my blood pressure like 8 or 9 times, like maybe we'll try it again. Maybe something's wrong. And it was still high. So it's something I got to deal with, something I got to defeat. But I went and they said, hey, keep an eye on the labels. Look at your labels. So I went into my freezer and started looking at the labels for sodium and cholesterol content, as well as in the cupboard. And sodium is just so high in so many things. And I never realized it because I never checked. That's my fault. I should have checked before. So changes in my life out here in the garden, I'll make the necessary changes to try to defeat it. Share some stuff with you as well. I mean, I see we got 8 people in the building. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We're going to get to the garden. We're going to pull a head. We're going to have a head, and we're going to get some head in the garden over here. Cabbage. We got a cabbage head to pick. But the true thing is we're going to cut it in half and see if bugs are in there, because I've had cabbage heads before that had a bunch of bugs inside, or bugs trying to get inside. So we will pull the cabbage today. Unfortunately, I think we're going to pull a tomato plant as well. My little tomato plant in the back that has the cherry tomatoes and the grape tomatoes, it's not doing well. It's doing okay. Like I'm still getting fruit, but once again, with my IBS, my stomach issues, a lot of acidity in fruit and vegetables is not good. Like pineapple, I know isn't good, very acidic. Regular tomatoes, that's why I grow yellow tomatoes for less acid. Yeah, and that's what I've done, Odds. My high blood pressure solution is losing weight. During the pandemic, I let myself go a little. I've started walking when I can, drinking water. I drink a couple bottles of water every day, man. That's something. Thank you, Firestar. That means a lot. I mean, the wrestling shows are fine, but that's just for us that are on the show mainly. When I do the Wrestle Sense podcast and these podcasts, these are the ones I really want to. I want to get out. I want more people to see. I'd love to get my message out more with what me and the boys talk about on wrestling, like we did last night. And here in the garden, we talk about health. I mean, I just told you I've been diagnosed with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and a bad thyroid. So I need to change things in my diet. I need to, and this garden can help. Now, this garden also helps mentally. Anybody dealing with anxiety, depression, the garden out here for me is therapeutic. Hey, what's up, Jeff? Hey, Valhalla Sports is in the building, my man. Valhalla in the house. Hey, you ready for football? I watched your Vikings last night, my friend. No bees now. The bee season is about over. We had the garden, we had the ground hole of bees that is now gone. We had a bee's nest over there that is now gone. But I still got a good bit of bees, and inside the garden, bees and spiders are good. I don't mind bees and spiders. R-Man, big shout out to you, my friend. Big shout out to you. Yeah, Firestar, you know I always bust your balls, but I love you to death. I love all you guys. And I say it all the time. And no shame in my game there, man. So with all the physical issues I already deal with, for those that don't know, I have spina bifida. I have bad discs in my lower and upper shoulder, my neck that bother my shoulder, and it can really wear you down. So if you're dealing with anything out there, just know that up in here is your answer. Your brain is stronger than you think it is. So no matter what the world throws at you, physical, mental, spiritually, you can overcome it. You can beat it. And I think that's what life's all about is, in my opinion, as I'm on my soapbox here, is if a curveball is thrown at you, you swing and you miss. Another curveball is thrown at you, you swing and you miss. What do? You go learn how to hit a fucking curveball. And I never really knew how to hit a curveball when I played baseball. This nose is not, nor I got hit with a curveball that didn't curve when I played baseball and ended up with a face and hands full of blood. My nose was actually here. My nose was literally over here on my face, and I had to have reconstructive surgery to put it back in place. So I'm lucky to have this big schnoz right where it is. And so, yeah, I mean, everyone out there deals with something. I always say, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, where you are, how you are, you're welcome on my channel. And I also like to say, you never know what someone's going through or what they've gone through before. And I've learned so much from you guys out there. It's made me inspiration to me to try to do more. I've interviewed people like Jeff, Valhalla Sports. I've interviewed Pete McDivitt. What a great story that was. Valhalla, you were right. It was inspirational. I cried. I bawled because that's inspiration that you just can't expect. And I didn't know the story. Valhalla was going to tell me the story about Pete. And now my friends from the Wrestle Sense podcast know Pete's brother. They know Pete's brother in Maryland that runs Maryland Championship Wrestling. So it's so weird how all these, tangled webs that we weave, that, all these connections of people that you never know. Anthony from Pittsburgh knows people that I know that I met here on YouTube. So I guess before we get to the garden here, I'm rambling for about a half an hour because it's important, I think. Life threw me another curveball here recently because of, my stomach issues, my back, my neck, my shoulder, and all that shit. I deal with a lot of pain. And along with that pain each day is, anxiety. It could be depression. And there's ways around it. There's always a way around it. There's always a solution. And normally it's in your brain. It's already there. You just got to find it. And having good support group, family, friends, people around you. I love hearing people's other stories. Sometimes it's sad what they have to go through, but sometimes it makes you realize that what you're going through isn't really that bad. You can overcome it. It could be worse. I continue to tell myself it could be worse. I woke up this morning. That's a plus. I'm breathing. That's a plus. I'm walking. I'm talking. Those are pluses. I can hear. I can see. Those are pluses. So instead of, I know I've been talking a lot about the things that are, considerably going wrong with me, but I have a lot going good with me. I have a great community here on YouTube, a wonderful family here. I got a roof over my head. I got a car if I need to drive somewhere. I have enough money to pay the bills and get food. So I'm blessed, and a lot of people don't stop and think, even though all this shit is going on, I'm blessed. You are given these issues to overcome for a reason, to just test your strength, and if you believe in prayer, pray. If you don't believe in prayer, don't pray. Think about it. Psych yourself out. It's so many ways to overcome these things. And I appreciate that, R-Man, from the bottom of my heart. I really do. But the support you guys have given me has been phenomenal. Cassie is one that's been with me pretty much since the day one. And I'm on my soapbox, Cassie. I'm talking about, went to the doctors. I've shared it with my mods here on the channel. And a lot of people my age deal with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, but that doesn't mean I have to accept the fact I'm always going to have that. I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to learn. Number one, I'm going to learn more about I didn't even know what the fucking numbers were. They're like, oh, your blood pressure's a little high. Your blood pressure is this, that. I'm like, what do those numbers mean? So I guess the first thing I would say is to educate yourself on whatever you're going through. Learn as much as you can. The world is at the palm of your hands. 30 years ago, when someone was diagnosed with something, you had to listen to the doctors or other people. Now you really don't. A couple years ago, when I was sick, how I get over it? Me. All the doctors didn't have the answers. I stopped taking everything and got better. I started, working out and walking more and doing this and doing that to overcome whatever is problems with me. Um, I never wanted to come on YouTube. I have a shoulder tick. I have a neck tick. I have back ticks. I was worried about that, but I've met so many people that deal with similar things or worse things, and they're here on YouTube. So why can't I do it? So I think just with this rant is no matter what the world throws at you, you can get past it. So, and Monstar Sean's another one that I've already explained my issues I'm going with. You got to make changes in your life. You got to be able to overcome it. You got to find a way to defeat whatever the world throws at you. And I got a new challenge now, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to beat it as I talk to you guys. I'm going to change some things in this. The garden is therapy for me, man. To come out here and sit and relax in the garden, play in the dirt, prune the bushes and the plants and all that good stuff. It's therapy. Looking at the flowers, watching the bees, looking at the spiders in there and stuff that are killing all the other bugs. I mean, it's a crazy world. Seeing that grapevine, even though I don't have delicious grapes to pick off and eat from that grapevine, it reminds me of my grandmother. I miss her, but she's here with me. She's here with me in this garden. All your lost ones always stay with you. Jeff Turner, our friend from the Hardcore Sports Network that passed away recently, very young. You gotta really goddess knows too. I've discussed things with her. Good to see you. Right now it's my soapbox, goddess. We're talking about the fact that I have now high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and a bad thyroid that I got to take care of. But I think I can beat most of it just on my own. So you never know what the world's going to throw at you. I was doing really well with handling my back and stomach issues, and now I got other shit to worry about. But I'm not going to let that hold me back. I'm not going to let that stop me from doing what I love. And it's definitely not going to stop me from overcoming this and continuing to get better. You guys are a hell of a support group. My first thought was keep it to yourself. But no, I got so many people that I love out here. You guys that are in the chat right now that have gone through a lot of stuff yourselves. I want to share. I want to share and overcome this experience with you guys. So yeah, mentally, I have to stay positive, and perspective is everything. That's great advice. And you guys have, Goddess, I know you go through a lot. I know you go. I pray for you. I think about you all the time, and you can't give up. That's the only thing. Why give up? There, so many, and even though it seems so bad, there's people out there that are dealing with worse. Really, really are. And you got to keep it in perspective. Depression comes with everything you deal with, and I don't know how many times in the last 10 years that I've dealt a little bit more with anxiety and depression. If you talk to someone, be like, hey man, yeah, I deal with anxiety and depression. 9 times out of 10, they say, me too. So everybody deals with it to some extent. I've learned a lot about autism, Asperger's. I think those are superhero powers. I've said that since day one. And people that have that should treat it that way. They really should. That is a superpower. You just got to know how to tap it. You got to tap into it so you can defeat it. Use it to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? So many great people here in the chat. Monstar, Goddess, Odds, Firestar, Cassie. I'm glad you're here. You guys are my support group. You're my family. A lot of people here on YouTube. We discussed it with the guys from Hardcore Sports when I did the interview, and I was on the Pick and Roll podcast the other night. And when you hear other people's stories, it kind of makes you go, damn, all I got to do is change a few things and I could be better. So yes, yeah, every day I always say leaning towards death. We're all leaning towards death. Some are a little bit closer. But I say that for a reason, because you don't have to be closer. You can defeat that. You can change it. Live and be happy. And that's such great advice. And a lot of times it's easier said than done. I mean, people out there, you have to deal with something that brings you down every day. You got trouble getting out of bed. You know, you have trouble doing this. You have trouble doing that. You need help doing that. And as you get older, it doesn't get any easier, folks. So, a half an hour soapbox thing. I think it's time to get to the garden. But yeah, some of the people that I love the most in this chat right now here on YouTube, and I'm glad you're here. The support of people that say social media is terrible and YouTube's toxic. You're in the wrong communities. You're dealing with the wrong people. You guys have brought me through a lot, whether you know it or not. Yesterday, I was having a bad day, dealing with all these diagnoses. I didn't want to go live. Wednesday, I didn't want to go live, but I did the Pick and Roll podcast with the Hardcore Sports Network guys, and it was so much fun. We laughed. I forgot about it. And that's the one thing I even told the guys from WrestleSense last night, who, if you don't know, that we talk about, we talk about dealing with mental issues. We talk about, struggles that people have. Those guys have been through it. Those guys take care of people that have mental issues as well. So everyone deals with some level of anxiety and depression. And you just have to, I mean, your brain is the number one ammunition to beat it. Positivity. I mean, there's people that have been bullied, that have been picked on, look different, act different, talk different. And I love the fact that we're all different. I mean, if we were all the same, it'd be boring. I've said that a million times before. But this has been Blaze's TED Talk on staying positive. You can beat anything. I mean, I knew a little bit about, if you go back and watch my interview with Pete McDivitt, I bawled. I cried because the guy lost his hand and two of his legs. And he's still out here having fun, bringing content, traveling the East Coast, having fun with his family, doing his YouTube. And it'd be boring if we were all the same, right, Goddess? So I love our differences. I always say that. Embrace it. Embrace your differences. Make fun of yourself. Make fun of yourself, because then nobody can affect you. I always joke, hey, bald head, big nose, big ears. I was a skinny prick my whole life, man. Easily pushed over, easily pummeled, but my brain's a lot stronger than I give it credit for, and so is yours. So no matter what the world throws at you, you can beat it, I guess, is my advice. There's a way. There's always a way. People are a big help. So having this community and having my family and everything, that's amazing. Leo, Teddy, House of X, all the other streamers, you guys have been an inspiration. So many people that I talk to, and they're always here. How many times us in the digital wrestling world, we can't do a show and someone knows it might be because of a health issue. Health's more important. Real life's more important. How many times have we discussed that? Sometimes I'll push it aside because I want to have fun. Our boy Doc from DocTube, he hasn't been around because someone in his family passed away. He mentioned it on my live stream last night. I touched base on it very briefly because I didn't want to bring the whole stream down. But at the same time, I don't want to discredit him coming to our community to say, hey, I lost somebody. It's been rough. And for us, all the people in the chat to be like, sorry for your loss, Doc, and stuff like that. That's amazing. And that's what this community is all about. Each of us can share our issues with each other and find a way to overcome it. I told myself I was just going to talk for 10 or 15 minutes, but y'all know I don't know how to shut up. I love the fact that I can open up and share with you guys. And it means a lot to be able to have a community that relates, if you know what I mean. We're all dealing with something: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. So no matter what the world throws at you, just know you can beat it. Just know you can beat it. Don't let it get you down. It will get you down, but don't let it get you down as much as you think. Let's go get some head in the garden. We're going to get some head in the garden. Cabbage head. Yeah, that's a tear. I ain't afraid. So I'm going to put this magic glove on so we can get some head. I'm going to take one last sip of this. Now, I did bring out a cutting board because we're going to cut this head right in half. I got a couple bowls to harvest some stuff. Hey man, if you look at the herbs behind me, last week we harvested all this and it's all back. So I know how to pick and choose my battles. When we see the garden, a lot of it's dead. The herbs are going great. We're going to do more of that next year, less of that. We're going to try more of this fruit to see if we can get some actual fruit next year. But the end all be all is having fun. The end all be all is to escapism. I've said it a million times on my stream. This YouTube can be very therapeutical. Therapeutical? Is that a word? It is now. And I said to my WrestleSense guys, I was like, I'm down. I mean, I found out all this shit about me. Yes, I know millions have high blood pressure. Millions have high cholesterol. Millions of people deal with thyroid issues. But to me, a couple years ago, I have all this physical shit that I got to deal with. And they were saying everything on the inside's good. And now my blood has problems. My man Ray has had issues before. So I've been talking to him before the stream last night. The big guy had some problems with his blood. I mean, he almost died several times. He almost lost a leg several times because of the blood disease that he has. So thyroid, I just don't want to take medication because my body doesn't do well with medication. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, Goddess, that I'm going to talk about. We're going to get to the garden now. And enough of the TED Talk. With all the rain that we've got here in Western Pennsylvania, you'd think this garden would be huge. It'd be blossoming like crazy. You're going to see a lot of dead leaves. You're going to see a lot of empty areas. And the thing that was easiest for me to grow when I first moved here, I felt like I could throw these seeds on the concrete and they would grow. I had so many radishes when I first grew here in this garden. Actually, where I'm sitting was part of the garden at one point. It's now a patio. My radishes are a piece of shit. My radishes all died. Wait till you see the shit that happened to my radishes. I could easily be depressed about the garden. But being outside, breathe in that fresh air, look around at, I have such a beautiful area. People really discount this southwestern Pennsylvania is not a great place. The mountains, the streams, I really encourage you guys. I need to do a stream where I do a watch along of my own show is when I went up to the mountains here. And I might do it later today. I don't know, just because it was such a fun stream. It was one of the only things I did an upload for, which I recorded. I put music to it. I did a couple voiceovers and I uploaded it. So we never really got a chance to share that together. I went to Fort Necessity. It's a battlefield up in the mountains. The Ohio Powell Falls that are here are beautiful waterfalls. The mountain area and stuff around here is so amazing. The watering trough. I stopped at the watering trough, which is an actual a water spring, and it's changed completely now. I should rehash. I should go back to that. That is one of my favorite streams I've ever done. I got so much credit for you people that go out there and I'm a live streamer. I want to do live stream. I want to talk to you guys live. I want to stream live. I just want the reactions to be organic. But I got so much credit and love for you guys that do the pre-production, that upload, that edit, and all that shit. I could do all that, but it just makes it so much easier. YouTube makes it so much easier just to do it the way we are. All right, let's hit into the garden. I'm going to flip this over, this camera. We're going to go. No, I hate the fact that this is like a pain in the dupa to change the camera over. StreamYards, give us a quicker way to flip the camera. There might be one, and I just don't know. So let's take a look. We're going to come back to this area and cut the head right in half. We're going to get some head. So like I said, this over here, looking good. We got the rosemary. I did with that cucumber infused water. It was lemon thyme. I threw in some pineapple sage as well as rosemary. So, hey, if you got, I can't eat tons of cucumbers. So I used them for cucumber water, and it was delicious. Maybe not delicious, but it was good. It looks like the hydrangeas are going to make it. I really want the clematis to cover that whole thing, but it hasn't. We've talked about that. This guy right here, this basil plant was on my porch, and it wasn't growing at all. As soon as I put it here, it blew up. The bush that we get over here in the front is pineapple sage. It smells phenomenal. It smells like pineapple. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm cutting heads. I'm going to go get some head in the garden here in a little bit. Cabbage head. Cabbage head. Look how beautiful this stuff is. If you get a real good close look at it, you can see the color, the yellow and green in that. This is lemon thyme. Now, this really did well. This is all oregano, 3 different types of oregano. And this is what I wanted it to look like. This one started out a little slow. This one was going nuts, but just a big bush of great smelling oregano right here. So the oregano did well. This is going to be mainly herbs next year. We're going to add some more to it and go from there. Over here we have, you see this one's starting to flower and seed. We're going to pick that off. There's a little moth in there. Get out of there, you bastard. So I'm still looking for organic ways to pesticide, or whatever pesticide. I used 7 spray this year. It didn't work that great. But this is lime basil. So I have tons of cartons of my allspice. Everything is from this garden except for the garlic powder. I add garlic powder to it, and that's it. Everything else, basil, thyme, oregano, sage. I put all this into a bowl, let it dry out. I need to clean that bird bath. And then I use it as allspice. My problem was I was eating whatever the hell I wanted, fast food more than I should have, and didn't check the labels to how much sodium and cholesterol is in some of the stuff I bought at the grocery store. So I guess lesson learned would be aware of your sodium. Hi, little bird. Hello, cute little bird. Look at him. He's got a little worm in his mouth. We got a little bird friend here hanging out with us. I love nature. I don't know about you guys, but talk about therapy. Nature is one hell of a therapy. So let's start over here. Actually, let's look at this. This is what we tried to grow this year. We got better bush tomatoes, which that's right here. We're finally getting tomatoes. This was the broccoli that failed. It was already going to flower, so that wasn't working out. Our sweet peppers, we'll see here in a second, the better bells. I did not have one pepper that looked like that, and that's probably my fault. Sweet banana peppers, I had some of those. I like throwing those in salads, put it on your pizza, things like that. Just sweet. I can't do hot because of my stomach. The marjoram, this was a new herb that I bought this year. I had it on a planter on my porch. I thought maybe it would grow like it shows in the picture there. It didn't really grow. I threw it back in the woods. It didn't even grow in this garden. Our yellow tomatoes did pretty well. Still have a couple here growing. There's one there. But as you see, a lot of these are starting to wilt or getting dead. You know, you can always pick some of this stuff off, but these plants are about done. They're about done. So it's a learning experience. Like I said, I never claimed to be a professional gardener at all. Zucchini. We did have a couple of zucchini this year. This one's the toughest to keep bugs off of, in my opinion. But I made some zucchini fries, stuff like that. That was cool. The cucumber race we had, if you missed it last week, we ripped out the cucumbers. Cucumber number 3 won. So those out there who are betting and gambling people, we were picking which cucumber would grow the best. Cucumber 3 won the cucumber race. We had a good bit of green beans, but then one time I pruned it too much and they did not grow anymore. Can't eat a lot of those anyways. A couple times I had some green beans where so good though. I mean, butter, garlic, salt. Hey, butter and salt. Maybe I shouldn't have ate them green beans. Kohlrabi or kohlrabis, we call them here. Cabbage apples, I like to call them. Those just like the heart of a cabbage. So delicious to me, but not really good for me. Plus, I'd salt the shit out of them. The celery that we had, the ham, a lot of sodium in ham. I'm finding out. I got a nice ham that's already sliced and seasoned and cooked in the fridge, and I love it. Oh, I love it. It's brown sugar ham that's already sliced and everything. I love it. Put it in my salad. Eat it cold. Eat it heated up. Put it on a sandwich. But ham is super high in sodium. Our celery, I knew it wouldn't work. I gave it a shot anyway. It didn't. So we pulled that. Now we're getting to this. Our head. We got a cabbage head, and we're going to pick it today. So first, oh, look at that. What is that in that flower? Some kind of bug. Like a caterpillar or something. Look at it. It's right there. Oops. Bye-bye. So the marigolds did well. They always did. Marigolds always did. Well, I'm talking about, I looked at my label, and it's just astronomical that a lot of the ham. I mean, after I was diagnosed with high blood pressure and cholesterol, I went and looked at a bunch of labels to see the sodium and cholesterol content. So now I'll be more aware of that. And I think I'm pretty confident I can beat that shit just by eating different. This plant, I haven't picked any up. Come on, son. It's going to overheat my phone. We'll make it quick. Tomatoes aren't doing great. This little one over here, looks like we got a tomato. Let's pull this guy. He's nice and he's getting ripe. So we got a tomato. Not the best one, but it'll work. My little sage plant there, and I got a lot of weeds growing in the back. I let this guy grow and took the cage off. These leaves look like a little bit something different. These leaves look like cannabis leaves. I'll be honest. I'll be up front. They look like weed. Blueberry bush down there did start to show. I got a couple berries, but they never really grew out. So we got a tomato. Tomatoes will grow next year. Tomatoes, peppers, and onions will grow next year. Let's go back here first. Told you these marigolds did really good. I mean, that looks phenomenal. That looks great. Hey, Tiffany's in the house. There she is. Good to see you. Keep those thumbs up coming, guys. I appreciate it. And cucumbers are gone. Green beans were here. They're gone. This is really sad, man. I mean, it was so easy to grow radishes before. Like these where the red would bulb up really big, and they're not. Plus you see all the bugs that are eating them. This is just one big fail. I'm telling you, I had big, huge radishes the first couple years. You can go back and look on the streams. So here you go. Look, none of them are bulbing up, and these were put in a while ago. Radishes are the quickest growth streak. Joker's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brooklyn Joker. Happy birthday to you. So radishes take roughly 3 weeks to grow. And then you got these big bulbs. I don't know if it was the dirt. I don't know if it was too much rain. I don't know if it was the bugs. But big effing fail on the radishes. And to make it worse, this is where the zucchini was. Look at all this. Same thing. They're not bulbing up. Where the red roots are should be bulbs. This is all fail. Look, there's a mushroom. Maybe not the type. I use mushroom compost in my dirt. Let's look at that mushroom. Probably not the type of mushroom I want to eat, though. So look, fail after fail after fail. When you see that much red, that means you're not going to get a bulb. That's what I've seen. That's what I've learned. So these are all fail. 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 Fail, fail, fail. And see all these little mushrooms and all this crap? This might be part of the reason. See all this? This is from the mushroom compost. But it's like, that might be why it's not growing. Once again, no bulbs. This has been 3 weeks. These should be big, huge radishes. These are all fails. All done. Didn't work. Sucks, but it is what it is. Radish is probably not the best thing for me to eat right now anyway. Very peppery, but no, that's a fail. Didn't work out. We'll throw all that into our compost. The peppers here, I mean, I got some peppers. And there's some banana peppers, and you see the flowers are going to have more. So I'm going to leave these here because I'll pick a pepper and look, these are good. Here we go. A couple banana peppers. So, I mean, they should be a lot bigger than this. That's what she said. But but I don't need a lot of peppers, so just enough to throw into some salad on your pizza and stuff like that. So the peppers I'm going to leave there. This one's kind of sad story here too. You see we have a lot of growth, but look at all the deadness throughout here. I don't know, maybe I'll leave these up. So we have a good bit of baby tomatoes. And once again, I prefer the yellow tomatoes, but these are little red grape and cherry tomatoes. But it's dead. Look, it's dying. Ain't no use for me even having this here, to be honest. So let's go and yank it all out. Why not? We got some tomatoes here, but here you go. Compost. We are destroying the garden. The garden is done, folks. We got some tomatoes, but now we don't have tomato plants. Red grape. And this did not work out. So it's a learning experience. We're going to compost that. And I mean, honestly, I could go to the store and get tomatoes. There's a farmer's market. There's 2 farmer's markets here in town every week. And I'm sure fall comes probably not as many farmer's markets, but we're going to compost that. It's done. So we may have one more garden stream after this. I'm really happy with this flower. I'm not a big flower person, but isn't that beautiful? Doesn't that look phenomenal? I mean, it just looks good. Brings bees here, and it just looks really cool. I don't know if you guys think, but that looks pretty damn cool to me. Here's why we're here today, guys. The head. You see some holes, so bugs have been getting to it. The question is, did the bugs get inside? So I planted 1 cabbage head. So here's another problem too. When the pepper plants don't grow that high, they're hitting the ground. And I haven't picked weeds. I haven't picked weeds forever. Kind of given up. This time of year, it starts to get so hot and everything that things just start dying. And there's no reason. I'll clean it up a little bit. Yeah, the colors are phenomenal on that flower, man. If you go back to my beginning streams here, I always said I was never a big flower person either. So I didn't really grow a lot of flowers, put flowers here. I learned that the marigolds were good for keeping critters out and stuff as well. So the marigolds were always here. It's time to get some head. You see all these little buds, so I'm not going to fuck with the peppers. I'm going to let them try to grow. But here's what's happening. Look, the green pepper. See that? That's not good. And then when you start to see really dark color like black on the stems, they're not doing well either. Some are healthy. These 4 here were slow. We got banana peppers and green peppers mixed in there. But those plants should realistically be 3-4 feet high. So they're not really growing. And this is nothing new. You've watched my streams the last couple of years. This garden blooms for a couple weeks in the middle of July, and then it's done. Let's get down to business here. We got our cabbage head. It's bigger than a softball. That was my plan. So it's bigger than a softball, and we are going to another mushroom. Okay, obviously, when you use mushroom compost, you're going to have mushrooms in the dirt. So we are clearing out some of these big leaves around the outside. We're going to get to the head. It's always good to get head in the garden, man. Why wouldn't you want me? I knew all the head puns would come out, so I might as well say it myself. So we're going to pick all these outside dead leaves off. Oh, I've redone the soil bed several times. What I'm thinking about doing, though, Goddess, is possibly a couple raised beds in here. Obviously, my herbs do fantastic. Coffee grounds, yep. My neighbor throws lime on the plants early in the year. And honestly, like I said, this soil and dirt that's here now is just the store-bought soil over the last, this is not my ground soil anymore. Over the last 4 or 5 years, I've mixed so much of the soil from wherever I get it, Lowe's or Home Depot or any of those places. I needed maybe if I had coffee grounds, I'd try that. Maybe next year I will. Since I drink iced coffee a lot, I got addicted to Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee, mocha frappuccino, and all that shit. Expensive though, paying over $5 for a coffee. I don't drink it every day. Not great for my stomach, but so here we go. We got all the big leaves out of the way. But we're about to get to the head. See how deep this root. This is always satisfying though. You guys love when I'm pulling stuff out. Let's see. Yeah, I have a friend that's giving away some raised beds, but I don't know how to get them here. I don't have a truck, or else I would have took them from him. Now, there we go. So here's our cabbage head. We are going to go over, and you see the holes all through it, so I'm afraid the bugs may have gotten inside. So I'm going to make coleslaw out of this. Go to a local mom and pop restaurant and ask to save their actually, my brother's wife runs an ice cream and coffee and bakery, so I definitely could get coffee grounds from her, I'm sure. All right, here's the test. This head of cabbage. Did the bugs get inside? Doesn't look like it. We might have a good head of cabbage here. Not as big as I would wish it to be. That's what she said. Pause. But we're going to go cut this sucker in half and see if bugs got in it. Otherwise, I got matchstick carrots, and I'm going to make coleslaw. Now, I'm not a mayonnaise guy, so I do use ranch dressing for my coleslaw. But we're going to cut this head open and see what's inside. Hopefully, it's just cabbage. Now, halushki. I love halushki, cabbage and noodles. I'm a Polak. I love that type of stuff. We had kohlrabi here. I like pierogies. Are they good for me? No, not really. Especially cabbage. Cabbage is bad if you have a bad stomach. But here we go. It's solid too. It is heavy. So that's a good thing. I'm getting my workout right now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew, I'm tired. So we'll clean up the remnants here. So next year, unless you guys really want me to try something different, we're going to go tomatoes, peppers, and onions, and that's it. I'm not going to try zucchini again. I'm not going to try cucumbers again. It was fun to do the cucumber race, but to see those cucumbers not grow is kind of shitty. My little frog from my grandmother's garden. Love it. Always makes me think of her, and I smile. She's up there looking over me. A little bunny over here. Where you at, bunny? A little concrete bunny in the corner there. That's also was my grandmother's garden. So yeah, we've tried a lot of different things in the garden here this year. And no berries, but we're going to see. This is a big, nice blackberry bush. So I think maybe next year we'll have blackberries. We'll see. Before we go get some head and cut it, well, we got the head. We're going to go cut it. Those who remember the big tree, it's gone. Look at the grass now. Look how beautiful. If you get up close, it doesn't look great. But if you guys remember a couple streams ago, we sat here and looked at a big tree laying there and a bunch of just ground, dirt, limbs. And with my bad back, the tree that was here, that was huge. It was a humongous tree. All I had to do, I had to pick up the leaves and the branches because it was half dead. So to have that tree gone is so amazing to me. I love just staring at the grass. People, a couple streams ago, we did like grass growing. Yeah, like looking at like watching grass grow, and that's what we do. We're watching grass grow. It come in pretty well. I mean, I'll get closer. I know my Wi-Fi is going to cut out. But you see, it's not perfect. There's a couple holes. The groundhogs come out here and eat. But definitely, it's all green now. This was all dirt a couple months ago when we cut down that tree. All good. Those bushes back here, I always show these off too because the flowering of them are pretty cool. I need them trimmed. I need to trim my bush. I do have deer. We have deer. See where that little area right there is? The deer come up through there. They've attacked my neighbor's garden, but for those that missed the last stream, see all the flowers on those bushes? Pretty cool. I just need them trimmed down. My neighbor's garden over there. See how far my Wi-Fi picks up into their yard. I did get to use their pool while they were on vacation. It was so nice. You see their garden in the distance there. It's just blowing up. We showed that the last stream too. They got tons of tomatoes, zucchini, cucumber, peppers, everything. And some of their plants are mine. I gave them the plants. And they grew 10 times better than mine. So more than likely it's the dirt, like God has said. We got to maybe think about doing some raised beds in here. We'll see how that goes. So the garden, like I said, it's a win and fail thing every year. And we've done a lot of failing this year, but that's okay. It was fun. I mean, fun learning, fun experimenting. Now the moment of truth. I don't have my little button to do a drum roll. The moment of truth. It's a little dirty, but we'll clean that up. Cutco nice. My brother used to sell them. Definitely amazing. All right. The moment of truth. Is there bugs inside of this head of cabbage? Bear meat? What? Deer meat. Deer meat's good. Sometimes it's a little gamey, depending on how you cook it, prepare it. I always tell a story about my friend that lives out in the sticks. Hunter fisher, even did traps and stuff like that. We'd go check his traps and everything like that. He's one of the quad riding, motorcycle riding, hillbilly friends of mine. Great dude. But he had me for dinner once. He had me for dinner, and what are you having for dinner? Steak. Do you want to stay? Yeah, we're having steak for dinner. Do you want to stay? Sure. This is when I was maybe 13, 14. And I had eaten venison before, maybe once, but I didn't know they were giving me deer steak. And of course, depending on how you prepare it, marinate it, season it, cook it, it tastes like a sweet steak, maybe this one. And I was like, yeah, it tastes a little different. And they're like, well, it's venison. And I was like, well, I kind of like it. It wasn't bad. So I don't mind deer meat at all. I've never had bear meat. I actually have another quick story here before we cut this sucker open. Me and a couple of my friends went, there's a place called Blue Hole, not too far from here. It's a camp, not really a camping site, but there's a big waterfall and a really deep place you can jump off about 40 feet into a really deep hole. That's what she said. And you can, and we camped out there for like 4 or 5 days. We took our friend who was a chef, cooked us food. But one morning we woke up and there was a guy standing up on top of the hill going, yelling with a stick in his hand. I'm like, oh, great. We're going to get killed by some Cro-Magnon hill jack in the mountains. And he's yelling with his stick in his hand going, ruh, ruh, ruh. We didn't know what he was saying. So my one friend, Jeremy, no fear in his heart at all, went up there. And then he's waving us up. So we find out this guy is a teacher in New York. And in the summer, he'll start in the Appalachian Mountains in New York. And he has camping spots all the way down to the Carolinas where he'll fly back up. He'll fly back up to New York at the end of the summer. So we were like, what does he have? He had squirrel. He had smoked squirrel meat. So the guy, like I said, he's a professor. He's a teacher at a college in New York. And he basically would camp different spots all the way down the Appalachian Mountains. And throughout the summer, that's his summer. He had killed and smoked squirrel meat over a fire overnight. It tastes like jerky, like a deer jerky or something. It was pretty good. So we all got to eat squirrel. Tastes like chicken. All right, here we go. The moment of truth. No drum roll. No bugs, no bugs, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Coleslaw, baby. Here we come. It looks great. We're going to cut it up and make some coleslaw. No bugs got into there. I don't know how, the bugs stay out of there, but hey, man, I can't eat a lot of coleslaw. It doesn't keep in the fridge that long anyway. But this head of cabbage is going to do just well. I don't need any more than this. So I'm going to whip up some homemade coleslaw. So we got some successes. It's not all one big failure. We got ourselves a tomato. We got ourselves a couple more peppers. No bugs. Yes, that's right. That's right. So I'll make some homemade coleslaw. I got everything. I think it used a little bit of vinegar, so I forget what else you use. I have a recipe for it. Good stuff. Good stuff. So besides my 45-minute TED talk on taking care of yourself and overcoming whatever diagnosis or issues you have to deal with for the first 45 minutes, I'm going to make some coleslaw. We'll see how it goes. You know what I like coleslaw on? A brisket sandwich. If you ever had a hamburger with coleslaw on it, there's a chain of restaurants in the Pittsburgh area called Permanis. If you're not from the Pittsburgh area, I'm sure Goddess knows Permanis. Really good wings, really good pizza too. But they make sandwiches with coleslaw and French fries. So corned beef or steak or ham or whatever kind of meat, coleslaw, French fries on big thick bread, it's to die for. Hurts my stomach because of the coleslaw and the cabbage. But yes, they have a couple closer to where I live now. So Permanis is it's been around forever. It's a staple of the Pittsburgh area. If you hear Pittsburgh, you'll hear Permanis a lot of times. But that's what I think of when I think of coleslaw. Or there's a butcher barbecue place up in the mountains that make brisket sandwiches. Oh my goodness. The brisket sandwiches that they have with coleslaw on them. Holy hell. So that just reeks summer to me all over. Is like, it's getting hot. It's getting hot. So it's going to be about a little longer stream than normal with the garden. I'm telling you, there's only one more garden stream left because football season's coming. I'm going to be concentrating more on the red zone streams and stuff on Sundays. I'm going to have to start getting up earlier because if I'm going to be ready by 1 p.m. Eastern for 4 hours of me yelling and screaming at the TV watching football. I'm really considering doing the red zone streams on StreamYards this year on this platform so I can invite people in. It all depends on how the scoreboard looks. I'm going to test that out later on today. But that's about it. As usual, coffee makes me have to go take a poop. I'm so bluntly honest with you guys. I love it. So I'm going to go have to poop. Corn on the cob. I know a bunch of farmers around here. My brother's wife is related to one of the biggest farms around here. And the corn on the cob, tons of butter, tons of salt, not good for me anymore. Plus, corn doesn't digest in your stomach very well, as we all know, without getting too graphic. So I've had corn on the cob just once. Well, get ready. They play 49ers in week 1, Goddess. Week 1. So you can get it over with in week 1. They play the 49ers September 10th, 11th, whatever day it is. The turtle head, no turtle head showing. So they call it prairie dogging it, Sally. Speaking of prairie dogging, my groundhogs over there, they're like down in the woods now. They still living under my neighbor's shed. It's a beautiful day out. Enjoy the weather while you can, folks. Go outside. Breathe in the fresh air. It's good for your mind. It's good for your soul. Good for your heart. You know what else is good for your heart? Not eating all the sodium and salt like I have been for my blood pressure. I don't want to have a heart attack. I don't want to have a stroke. I want to live as long as I can, and I'm going to take care of myself. I am motivated to exercise more, to eat right, and to live as long as I can. Whew. Kind of an emotional stream today, though. But if you guys that have known me for a while, I wear my emotions on my sleeves, even though I don't have any sleeves. I'll cry when I'm sad. I'll cry when I'm happy. I am not ashamed to do a happy cry. The next time will be our final garden stream. It might be in a week. It might be in 2 weeks. We'll look one more time at what's left in the garden, the peppers, the tomatoes. We'll definitely check up on the herb garden. Will go as long as it can. Some of these herbs make it through winter. The oregano did before, made through winter. And so we got, it's going to be a long summer. Global warming is real, if you ask me. Last year in Western Pennsylvania, we had one snow. The 50 years I've lived on this planet. Indie Tech One channel, welcome in, my friend. New to the channel, good to see you. Hey, if you dig it, we do sports on this channel and gardening. Very rarely are you going to find someone who does sports and gardening and looks as ugly as this. So I'm here to share it with you. So shout out to you, Indie Tech One channel. Shout out to you. Welcome to the channel. If you like gardening, if you like sports, subscribe. If you don't have to. Stop by around. So I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Goddess, you take care of yourself every way you can. Everybody out there, take care of yourself. Listen to your doctors, unless they're pushing tons of pills on you. You can be healthy just doing what you have. Yeah, we haven't had it. It's global warming is what it is. It's more concrete. It's more trucks, more emissions, more, smog, smoke, and all that good stuff. So, Indy, just rewind, watch the stream. We went over the garden, how it's doing. Not very good. Thank you for the thumbs up. That means the world. I appreciate that, man. You rock. We went over the herb garden back here. I didn't really go over the grapevine way over there, but we do have a grapevine. And we successfully got some head. So I can make more allspice. It's not easy. Like I said, Goddess deals with things. We all deal with something, but there's someone out there dealing with something worse. There's someone out there that's hurting worse than you. There's someone out there that's in more pain than you. There's someone out there struggling more than you are, believe it or not, no matter how bad it seems. Number one, in your brain is the answer. You can fix it. You just have to tap your own mind and find out. Welcome in from India, man. I'm from Pittsburgh area in Pennsylvania in the United States. And I appreciate you. I love meeting people from all over the world, sharing what I have here in my backyard. Just talking with you guys. The first 45 minutes was what I like to call my little TED Talk. And we're going to have one more garden stream this season. Next year, we're going to switch things up a little bit. I don't know if we'll do raised beds, garden beds, or anything. We'll change up inside the garden a little bit. But I love you all. I always tell you guys I love you. I'm not ashamed to say it. I would hug and kiss each one of you if I could personally, because that's showing real love. That's showing that you care. During COVID, it sucked for me because I'm a handshaker. I'm a hugger. And I'm a crier. So I'm no shame in my game. Appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of this show. A lot more to come here on this channel with me sharing the ins, the outs, the goods, the bads, and all in between. Love each and every one of you. And I always say, peace and positive vibes to each and every one of you guys, gals, your families, your friends. And don't try not to let anything get you down. If it does, it will go away. You can pass it. You can do better. You can overcome anything. That's the beauty of the world, man. Not a lot of people realize that. It's so easy to give up. It's easy to give in. It's easy to just say, I'm just going to lay in bed today. It's easy to just say, I'm just going to eat whatever I want to eat. It's easy to say, I'm not going to make it much longer. But no matter what the world throws at you, you got to stay positive. I've met so many wonderful people here on YouTube, so many wonderful people with this almost 6 years that I've been doing live streams, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. I miss you too, Goddess. I miss all you guys. So don't get mad, Goddess, if I go live on a Friday or Sunday night. You tell me when you're coming back. I'm going to steal your spot. But there's so many great channels, so many great content creators out there between the Digital Wrestling Syndicate here and all the Hardcore Sports Network. Someone's live almost all the time. So Don't let anything get you down. If someone's live when you're live, just keep doing your thing, man. Have fun with it. There's no set schedules. There's no, you can't stream at this time or that time. You want to stream, go live. Do it. Do what you can. Go share your life with people and have fun. Appreciate you. I love each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. I'll see you in the streams. I know, I believe, I don't know, I forget who goes live at like 2:00 today or whatever, but hopefully we got some likes here on the stream. You guys hit the like button. We have 11 likes. That's amazing for a garden stream. I mean, the amount of views I get on these damn garden streams blows my mind every time. But find your niche, find what makes you happy. And I'm going to bring back Family Feud. So I have a huge PlayStation group that I will be bringing back Family Feud. So we can play that. Maybe Uno, maybe Battleship. I want to be a game show host. So we'll be doing, well, Goddess, get little earpieces or something. No, I don't know Sugar Daddy, but if I know, I'd love to find a sugar mama. Do what makes you happy, people. That's what I want to leave you with. Do what makes you happy. Share the love, man. You never know when you're going to inspire someone to make their lives better too. And that's about it for me. I mean, I've said enough. I've said more than enough today. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you. It's been fun. It's been real, but it hasn't been real fun. Oh, yes, it has. Yes. So keep it real, get reeled in, hook, line, and sinker, because someone's always about to get blazed. I do want a sugar mama. Yes. A freak in the street, a freak in the bed, a lady in the street, freak in the bed. How do they say it? Stay positive. Share the love. And I'll see you in my stream. Peace. Sugar mama dissolves in water, eh? I still got to do like an intro, outro for this show. That's a good one, Sal. Guys are the shit in a good way. Speaking of shit, I gotta go. Yeah. You guys are great. Love y'all. See you around. Seasoned rookie gardener. Failure after failure, it's still a smile on my face. We out of here.